Puerto Rican kid, bald head, loves snakes, loves Blizzy, Sergio Chacon.
Yeah. What up, Pa?
Peace. Welcome to the DBS podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon, aka Blizzy Chacon. That shit whack. I mean, it's always gonna be dirtbag shit podcast. The DBS podcast. Peace and welcome to the DBS podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon back in the mix at B Frank Studios. Actually, it's B Frank Network, and I'm at my new home, Sound Lounge Studio. This place is way too nice for me. I mean, Jesus, this is too nice. But I'm excited to be here, and I'm with my doggy dog, the one and only, Mr. Ian Fidance. What's good, partner?
Yeah, buddy. This is awesome, man.
It looks good, right?
Rules. Yeah. It's very, very, very high.
Yeah, I came a long way from doing my podcast in front of my daughter's room.
I know, with a bunch of reptiles and animals running around. Look at this. This is like a home studio. There's a pull-down screen, nice mahogany desk.
It is mahogany.
This
you know,
chair
one thing about Ian, you know you're wood.
Mm-hmm.
You're a blue-collar guy, so you know you're wood.
Yep, and I remember Frank Leo. He knows his wood, too.
Right.
Is this oak?
Is this mahogany? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Punctuating with a sniff is real dirtbag shit.
Yeah. What are you sniffing?
Yeah, right. Sheetrock dust.
Gypsum. That's what it's called. Gypsum. Sheetrock.
Yo, the last time I saw you may have been when you accompanied me to pick up a reptile from Connecticut. And
it was not Connecticut. It was Palmyra, Pennsylvania.
Damn, my memory is shot.
Yeah, and it was around Father's Day. I remember I texted you. I was like, "Happy Father's Day, man. You're such a good dad and great person." And you were like, "Thanks, Pop. Want to go help me pick up a snake?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right. I haven't been out of the city. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Let's fucking do this.
Right.
Let's go to Palmyra, Pennsylvania to pick up a snake in a Walmart parking lot.
Trumpville.
Go. Trump City.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Trump City. Beautiful.
Once we started hitting the evergreen hills, all we saw was Trump flags protruding out the
Yeah, it was
lawns.
like very, like the flags were ominous, but everything around it was like beautiful. And I went to that fireworks stand. Remember, I tried to get him on a sting operation.
Right. So I met a guy online who was selling a beautiful snake. I'm not going to tell you people what kind of snake it was because it may be illegal in Florida and an invasive species.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We're not allowed to say what type of snake.
It's a Burmese python.
Burmese python. Listeners at home or wherever you may be taking in this wonderful podcast.
Supposedly it's a Burmese python.
What do you think of when you think of a python? Do you think of a little, snake in an aquarium? Or do you think of the largest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life? And this motherfucker's like, I'm ready to call. We're going to go down and pick it up in a parking lot. I'm like, are you kidding me? What? You better have, like a fucking Ford Expedition for this thing in the back. And not only did we go to one place to pick it up in a parking lot, a handoff like a drug deal gone south with the kid's father in the car, staring straight ahead like, I can't believe this has happened to my son. What wrong turn did I take for him to end up being a parking lot snake salesman? We had to go to Red Hook to pick up the cage. And the cage didn't even come you had to put the cage together. It was just pieces of a cage that we had to go and put together. And I get in your house, I'm like, look, I gotta go. This is a lot.
I was like, Ian, do you have an Allen key set on your keychain?
Yeah. I love the drive. I had to get out of the city.
Yeah.
It felt so nice to get out. You made me drive. I love driving, so it wasn't a problem.
Why did I make you drive? Because I'm scared to drive.
Because you're scared to drive.
I was driving like my name was Barbara. And I was 90 years old.
You didn't drive us at all, did you?
I drove for like an hour and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, that's right.
Remember I got flustered? Pull over. Yeah. I was driving Tennyson and you were like, dude, why are you driving 45 miles per hour?
And when we parked, you spun around a million times to find a spot that was like deserted with no cars.
Yeah, I was definitely flustered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we switched to a Wawa. That's right.
Right.
I remember that.
You were like, dude, let me drive. And I threw the keys at you.
Yep.
And I felt so much better. And I was texting the
snake dealer.
The snake dealer. And he was super secretive, remember? He didn't want to.
So shady.
Yeah, he was telling me, Yeah, so you're gonna pick up the garter snake, and then garter snake was in caps. I was like, yeah, picking up the garter snake. And when we finally met him and his father looked so disappointed.
His father's just staring straight ahead like this piece of shit. God damn it.
Yeah, his father had a closed mouth smile. He gave us the puppet mouth.
He didn't even look at us.
He didn't look at us.
It was so well. The kid looked like he was like a little shaky. The kid gave you snake, but he acted like he was dealing drugs.
Yeah, it was.
And the handoff was weird.
Yeah,
you were trying to make conversation, and the kid's like, whatever.
Yeah, he just wanted the money. He took the money and bounced.
He was a Steve Miller Band song. He took the money and run.
Yo, and the snake was delivered in a wonton cup.
It was in a wonton cup with little holes, and I'm thinking python, Burmese python, big as hell, stretched out, going to be like the size of 2 humans, and it's the littlest, cutest little guy.
Yeah.
I had pictures on my phone of us holding it.
Yeah. And what does Ian do? He goes and lights up a cigarette right by a firework hut.
Yep. And
Dirtbag.
that was the time in the city when fireworks are going off all the time, and there were those rumors that the government was leaving fireworks for kids to make them go off. So I go into a sting operation. I put my phone in my pocket. I put it on record, and I'm like, "So, where you get the fireworks from? They're like, who you selling to? Or do you think a law enforcement is coming around?" She's like, "I do not know. I just sell firework."
What accent is that? She was Polish or
She was
Russian?
Polish, Russian. She had no clue. I had no clue. And then I ended up knowing too much about her, like personally, instead of my operation. I was like, I lied. I was like, I'm going to go talk to my friend and see if he wants to buy some. And then I just left. I was like,
Just left
Sergio,
her
let's go
hanging.
eat. Let's get out of here.
I enjoyed fireworks as a kid. And you grew up in Delaware, so fireworks are abundant out there, probably for sale every 15 feet.
Dude, I had a buddy who was in the military and he spent his whole like Iraq war check on fireworks.
What else are you going to do in Wilmington? You're from Wilmington.
But this is up in like Westchester, Pennsylvania.
So my mother used to be all for buying me fireworks. So we used to go to Chinatown and all the Asians would be popping out on the street, aggressively grabbing your sleeve and giving you fireworks. $5.
No way.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to get because the Asians were big on jumping jacks, whistlers, Roman
awesome.
candles. But the Italians, we're going to come downstairs. And we'll go through a trap door, and they had M80s.
Oh, they had like the dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they would hang out by the exit with their arms crossed, like, here's a bag, fill it up, we'll wait in the end.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'll be my mother, mad scared, like, oh, mad darty.
I mean, it was like weird over the summer with how often and late the fireworks are going into the night, to the point where everyone had like conspiracies and everyone was thinking this. And I thought people were going out of state to buy them and smuggling them back in and like leaving them for people. It was like a psyop operation, but it just turned out everyone had been cooped up since
What else was
March.
there
And
to
they're
do?
like, well, it's near 4th of July. Let's just go wild. Because I imagine people buy fireworks and hoard them to set them off in the summer, and they all go off on 4th of July. But this was like just kind of like a crazy thing to do because there was nothing else to do.
There was nothing else to do. And finally, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like that. Mm-hmm. How do you feel? Present day, you feeling a little good, optimistic,
I do, yeah.
enthusiastic, energized? I mean, you just rolled up on your bike with your helmet on, black nail polish.
I know, ready to
blasting
go.
whatever you got in your earphones. I mean,
Yeah.
you're looking and feeling good, I bet.
I am. It's just weird to think about where we were last year with this.
I can't believe it's been a year already.
It's the longest year.
I've acquired 4 new snakes.
4? Well, you got 3 more after
Shut
this
up.
one.
Don't judge me.
Are you serious?
What's an addict? Always an addict.
Oh my God. That is insane.
That's the reason why I think we've bonded too, because we share the same ills.
Yeah.
And we reach out to each other to see how we're doing. And I love you for that. You've always been that dude. I appreciate it. I haven't gotten a call from you in months, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I got my new snakes I can talk to.
That's right. Yeah. Instead of old Ian, you got more Burmese python.
How you feeling, man? How's the sobriety treating you? I mean, you exercising it well, or is it like, have you had a slip up during? I mean, if you had a slip up during COVID, I wouldn't even be mad at you.
No, I mean, well, I think a lot of people have slipped with like sobriety, mental health, and just kind of like losing it. I have a buddy who's so bored out of his mind. He's like, I think I'm just gonna have a kid. I'm like, that's not the thing to do. Get a snake. Don't get a kid.
Have you thought about having a kid?
I mean,
just rationalize it. Yeah, just get someone pregnant. That'll hold me off for 9 months. I'll deal with that for 9 months, and then when the kid is
plus
born,
18 more years.
Plus 18 more years. But you worry about the 9 months first.
I mean, I don't think I could do it. I have a cat, and he whines to let him in the room in the morning, and I want to kill him. I can't imagine a kid.
I think you'd be a great papa.
I think I would be a really good father. I just don't think that I'm at the point right now. I think I'm too selfish for that right now.
Yeah, well, that's what it rids you of your selfishness.
Mm-hmm. Or so on the other hand, it's like, well, maybe that'll be a good thing. Maybe that'll help me grow up. But it's like, do I really want to?
I guess that's
use
selfish.
A human to help me grow up. That's selfish in and of itself, right?
Right.
You know, I mean, so it's like a catch-22,
right?
But I don't know. I don't know if I can see myself if I lived a different life. If I was still in Delaware and I was still a carpenter and I, lived that slower type life,
right?
I think I have a fear of the mundane. I think I have a fear of same thing all the time, which is funny because now it's just the same thing all the time.
Right, doing shows at bike lanes and rooftops.
Yeah.
But you prefer that more than nurturing a child.
Yeah, I do, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Would you ever have another kid?
No. I'm one and done. One and done.
Mm-hmm.
And Liz is fixed. Is that appropriate to say?
Wow. She's fixed. Holy shit. You do deal in animals all the time.
Yeah, heavy, hard body. Everyone knows I used to be a vet.
You weren't a vet.
Okay, I work for Petland Discounts.
Exactly.
Don't judge me.
You were a cashier at a gift shop that sold little trinkets of animals.
No, I worked at Petland Discounts, and I was in charge of the bird room, which is the highest tier in the pet shop. Because Moluccan cockatoos and scarlet macaws are like children.
Why?
Because they're very emotional creatures. So owning one of these animals is like having a 4-year-old their entire life.
Oh my God.
So I was suited and responsible enough to be in that position, I'll have you know.
That's what's so interesting about you is because you come off like, like a Puerto Rican street tough, but you're very much
your racist side is being revealed today on the podcast.
Do you want to do another Asian accent? Anyway, so you come off.
I love this guy. And that's why it's super appropriate that after a full year of doing the podcast from my crib and for my white audience members, my apartment, I have my man Ian, because you did my second episode.
Yeah, that was in 2019.
Remember how pissed off you were at me? Because you were arguing with your girlfriend or boyfriend. I forget.
Girlfriend. Thank you for the backhanded insult.
That's not an insult. I'm just trying to steer you into the...
Byron Allen. By the way, so it says here that you like dating men and women.
One thing about Ian. One thing I know about Ian, you like to fuck.
I do, yes. It's
but it was a great episode, and I was really amazed on how flustered you were early on. You came on your bike, you were sweaty, you had a curl across your face, and you were arguing with your girl. And this is what you told me. You were like, what are we doing? And you were smoking a cigarette. And you're like, and you look so disappointed. I was like, well, we got to get in and we want to do a mic check. And then you said, I need to make a phone call. I got to call my girlfriend. And you look so defeated. I was like, Ian, I mean, we're going to start like any minute. And I probably have another guest arriving right after you so we can get this started. And you're like, listen, just back off. I'll do your stupid podcast. You told me to back off. I'm going to do your stupid little podcast. I forgot to add little.
And then what happened?
And then you turned it on, dog, like a true professional.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Woo-wee.
Like in Howard Stern Private Parts, Symphony with Sid, when he's like, "There's racket over here, get out of here!" He's smashing records, and then Howard Stern's dad's like, "The power invested in me by the State of New York Radio Commission demands Symphony Sid to get on air." And he looks at him and he goes, "Welcome to Sundays with Symphony Sid. I'm your..." He's just professional.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that. That was a great movie.
Great movie.
That was a great
Fantastic movie.
Although I have to say, the Howard's ass still pops out at me. Remember, he revealed his ass in that.
Oh, when he came down as Fart Man.
Yeah. So Howard Stern's ass is forever imprinted.
It was all
in
like
the memory
cottage
bank.
cheesy.
It was
and
white
gross.
and pasty. There was a couple of dimples in it. And the thing is,
I thought it was a fake ass.
no, that was a real soupy. He looked like he had a runner's ass, like someone who runs a lot but doesn't do any squats. Yeah.
It just looked like a bag full of cream of mushroom soup.
Yeah, dude.
Gross.
And things like that will stick with you. And I hate the fact that he did that to me. You know, men are very visual, wouldn't you say?
I mean, I think so.
And I don't mind cellulite. I actually like if I'm watching an adult movie.
And one of your favorite porn stars is Alexis Texas.
Yes, and you met her, and I was jealous.
Oh, that's right. I did meet her.
Oh,
And
look
her
at you.
butt
Oh,
was-
yeah, I did meet her.
Ooh, I forgot. Yeah, at a strip club in outside Allentown, Pennsylvania.
But I don't mind a little cellulite. Like if like a woman crosses her
too.
legs and there's a little bit on the thigh. I love that. You know why? Because it lets me know it's real. It lets me know it's like, it's, you know, it's very natural.
I know I'm getting triggered. This is
Right? I don't mind it. What I don't like, and this sounds very shallow, I don't like big hair follicles. Like, I don't like dark hair follicles. Like, if I'm dating you and your hair follicles are dark,
where are these follicles you're looking at?
you know when they shave, but you can still see.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I
what
feel
I'm
like
talking
you
about?
can get that from shaving upwards instead of downwards.
Well, you need to shave zigzag, across, whatever, but those follicles are not very becoming.
Wow. Okay, now I know what you mean. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. See, I'm hairless.
Dude,
I'm like a sphinx. You know
You
those
are.
hairless cats?
you're like a Puerto Rican dolphin.
Yeah.
Instead of, it's ayo, ayo. Ayo, ba, ayo, ba.
Yo, you trying to call me a rapist?
Yo, 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 yo. Get rid of your follicles. You got mad follicles, yo.
Oh shit! Is that shallow of me?
No.
That's shallow, right? I mean, there's probably people who can't
It
deal
would
with
be
my long
shallow
face.
of you if you were with someone and you were like, I can't be with you because of your hair follicles.
I mean, there's probably been people I passed up because of that.
Wow.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, people look at me like, oh, I can't deal with this long face. Why the long face all day, every day?
do have a long face.
Yeah.
It's very
Remember when you called me a
pointy at
light
the
bulb with a beard?
end. Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah, you said that, and you consider me a close friend. Why would you do that?
Because
Not
I
very
hurt
nice.
the ones I love. Because I have a problem with intimacy. I'm trying to think. One thing that like is the butt. If it's not a good butt, then it gets in the way of me being like, you're a potential suitor. And I wonder if that's like a deep tribalistic, like childbearing thing I think about. Because if you have a big butt, it probably means you can birth a child better, I guess.
You don't hear the
I know.
word buxom often
Buxom.
anymore, right?
Wow. Jessica Rabbit was buxom.
buxom. Mm-hmm. Buxom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is buxom?
I think large.
I thought buxom was more of an hourglass shape, like
Let me see.
large
Keep on
breasts,
talking. Let me,
waist kind of bursting out, buxom.
let's see.
Like maybe
B-U-X-O-M.
maybe Madonna in a league of their own.
Buxom. Plump, especially with large breasts.
Yes,
Okay.
a
So,
buxom beauty.
buxom beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Alexis Texas is
But she doesn't have large breasts.
no, she has a big old booty. Mm-hmm. Was she nice to you?
Yeah, she was nice. You know, there were a lot of creeps there. Just guys that were like, Alexa, I love your movies, blah, 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 which
it's
is
so weird
just
how
like
people behave.
I've jerked off to you so many times. And she was cool, like, yeah, oh my God, yeah, sure, picture, and like everyone wanted to get a picture with like their hand on her ass. That was like the thing, like hand on the ass.
Yeah, and they want to show that off. That's weird to me. They're
Yeah, I made her do like a hard style pose. Do you know what that is?
like,
Yeah,
like the picture like the picture you have with Paris Hilton.
Yes, yeah, I made Paris Hilton hard
Yeah.
style. Yeah, that was cool.
She matured,
I think so.
right?
yeah.
She's kind of out the light. She's not getting in trouble anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that comes with time. You know, everyone has that stage and
She's still
phase in their
alive.
life. But hers, unfortunately, was well documented. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So,
Yeah, she was one of those first sex tapes
yeah,
that popped out.
Yeah,
You have a
that's
sex
right.
tape out?
I have tapes of me having sex, but they're not out. They're private on my phone. and on the phones of those involved.
I definitely have a VHS tape.
Oh, you have
somewhere
a tape?
Yeah. So we're talking about early 2000 when the guy was killing it.
Oh my God.
When I had a hairline.
What?
Yeah, I might have been in St. Lucia.
Oh my God. Just you fucking and be like, who's a snake wrangler? Who's a snake wrangler?
Yeah.
Call me King Cobra.
Yeah, that VHS is probably in a Timberland shoebox somewhere in Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So if I ever make it big, a grainy video of my butt chucks.
Somebody's
entering
like,
the dark
Dawson's
hole.
Creek season 1, episode 2, huh? And Sergio's like, hey yo, you
Hold
like
that.
this dick? Yeah.
I'm not very vocal. I'm
No?
not very vocal.
I'm vocal.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm very confident in bed.
yeah, I mean, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. I have waves of confidence. There are times I'm more confident than others. There's all the times I wasn't confident in bed, I highlight it like Howard Stern's ass in my brain. Like I remember one time I was trying to get some head, and I said, "Can you suck my dick?" And she was like, "Excuse me, what?" And I was like, I was wondering.
Please. I was wondering if maybe.
I was wondering if you could suck my
what do
dick.
you think about maybe possibly? You don't have to. It's stupid. It's dumb. Whatever.
I was like this, twiddling my thumb. I was wondering if it's not too
twirling
much
your hair.
trouble.
Dude, I had, oh my God, we're still dear friends to this day. It's funny, like when you're younger and you're just like exploring and you figure stuff out. And, you know, like a friend, we had fooled around together and she had been like, she was like, I really want you to come on my face. She would like blow me earlier and was like, I want you to come on your face. And in my head, I don't know why I thought this, but I just pictured myself jerking off and her like, can you hurry it up? Just like bored. And so I was like, only if you help me with your mouth. And she goes, forget it. And then just like it ended the moment. And all I had to do was just be confident and be like, okay. But I just for some reason I pictured it like a chore, you know,
She
instead
put a
of
lot
just
of
like
pressure on
letting
you.
it happen.
And this is in person, wasn't?
No, it was in person in the moment.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oof.
Will you help me with your mouth?
Yeah, and we were
That sounds
watching.
real creepy.
I know, right? It's like, dude,
I
it
mean,
was
she
like
didn't
my
set the-
first thing. I didn't understand what was going on, and we were watching Rob Schneider's A Hot Chick, you know. So it was like, all right, let's just keep watching The Hot Chick, you know. And in my head, I'm like, stupid.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, listen,
But
man.
you got to figure it out, you know. It's you make mistakes, and you know we're still friends this day. We laugh about it, you know.
Yeah. You
And
still
how,
want to
like,
come on
fucking
face.
stupid it is. Yeah, I want to come on everyone's.
Yeah.
I want to come on yours.
What
after
is that
the show.
about? Why do men want that
Like,
so much?
thank
It's like,
you. I don't know. I think at our core, we are just tribal cavemen. And then pornography is such a, again, that word tribal animalistic thing that we're watching. We're like, yes, I want, me do. Yes,
Right.
try. And that's not how sex is at all. It's not how you interact. Sometimes it can be, but like expecting that all the time is just
Right.
crazy.
Right. And it's a void that can never be filled. It's a void that can never be, it's endless.
Yeah.
It's I tapped into something. I just pulled a layer back.
But also, it's tough when you do fulfill it and you realize I'm still not happy.
Yeah, I mean, you're just greedy, Ian. You're like a chipmunk. You just want all the fucking nuts and all the fucking feed.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I
Have you ever? Do you think you've ever been addicted to porn? I watched a lot of porn. I don't know about addicted.
You know
Addicted
what's
feels like it's
funny?
unmanageable, right?
You know what's funny? I always think I like would do something too much or whatever. With drinking drugs, I did. But like, you ever talk to your buddies and you're like, oh my God, I'm jerking off too much. You're like, yeah, me too. And you're like, how much for you? And they're like, I don't know, like 4 times a day. And I'm like, oh, I'm like once every day, once every other day. And I feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
You
That's why it's good to
problem.
keep dirtbags in your life. It's a good measuring stick to how much better you're doing.
Yeah.
I always find that you're masturbating too much when your pee hole just opens and nothing comes out.
What?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. That still happens to you?
Like, you know, you
Shut up.
You don't have any more left. It just goes like this.
Shut up.
It's like a hamster
How
yawning.
often are you doing this?
I mean, that happened a long time ago.
Right, last week.
Cutting it to a break. Our
Yeah.
sponsorship that doesn't exist.
Dude, out of control. That happens to you as an adult?
No. Just
Oh my god.
Oh, that hasn't happened to me.
Anyway,
sometime.
what's your workout routine?
So, how's the new potty going?
Oh my god. The new potty?
The
What?
potty, the podcast.
Oh. I was like, what the fuck are you
No,
doing?
honestly, that has happened to me. Not recently, though.
I think that's a problem.
When
I think
people
you should see a urologist. There's something that's not connected down there. You got your pipes clogged or something.
No, you just come too much.
No.
This turns into a real dirty
How often
episode.
are you doing that?
No, that hasn't been often. This happened to me in the past.
How
Don't
often?
come with your judgmental ways. You see, the studio is beautiful.
Not judge- I know this
you've never
talk
been in a
shouldn't be
place.
allowed.
This
in
is
the
leather
place
you're
that's
sitting
nice.
on, champ.
I know. I feel like I'm in a fucking therapy.
I've seen your
session.
couch. You got the Archie Bunker couch
I got a nice couch.
in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
You saw me.
This COVID got me fucked up.
You saw me with a different couch. You saw me years ago couch. I got a better couch now. My place is nice now.
Still in Brooklyn.
You haven't been in my spot in a long time.
Well, you don't invite me. You don't
Well,
care.
You know, I hit you up when I'm in the neighborhood, and it's usually I'm training. I'll get back to you. I should get trained by you.
You can't afford me, Ian.
I know. That's why I'm asking you to do it for free.
No, absolutely. Do you find that is training still a part of your regimen, or are you like kind of on and off with it?
I just worked out last night. I have resistance bands, and I've been trying to eat healthy. I eat like the same thing over and over, and it's good. You know, I either do salmon, I either do chicken, or I do turkey burgers. And then in the morning for breakfast, I do eggs, thick up bacon, and bok choy or broccoli rabe.
Who eats bok choy?
Hello, me.
I'm sure it's very
It's delicious.
I don't find it like it's like kale to me. Like I think we've been programmed to believe it's so good for us.
I don't know anyone that eats bok choy. Even
know
when
a
I
lot of
go
people
to
eat kale.
Low Hop, I'm like, bok choy. They're like, me sure? Like, yeah. Saute with garlic. Why are you coughing so much?
It went down the wrong pipe.
Jesus Christ. Well, yeah, you got all your pipes are messed up. It's going down
No.
the wrong one. The other one's not popping out. You got to see it. You need medical attention.
No, that hasn't happened to me in months. A long time ago.
Yeah, right.
Long
No,
time ago.
I have an indoor bicycle trainer for me to pop my back wheel on so I can ride indoors, which
Okay.
I've been doing when the weather's been cold. But I'm back on the bike. It is so important to my mental health to just be on the bike, exercise. Like that kept me a form of sanity during this whole thing was working out my room.
Yeah, you got in good shape during
resistance bands and lifting. I had like dumbbells and push-ups and stuff. But
I don't know why I picture with a headband and your curly hair popping out the top.
Oh, I do that.
And the
Yeah.
bottom and the headband
just like an 80s movie montage all
Right.
the time. But I would love to train. I just don't. I can ride the bike all day long, but when it comes to running
Yeah.
or like jumping jacks or like intense quick cardio, I get gassed.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
I'm like almost like 2-pack-a-day smoker.
Yeah, you're smoking. That's
You
why.
know? But I would love to train. I would love to box. I'm just very afraid of getting hit in the face.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to compete. You could just do the training aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, now that the weather's nice, I'd love to ride in Lower East Side, do a little train, walk around, come back.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah.
we could definitely.
I remember
that.
you used to have that gym up on like 92nd
Yeah,
or whatever, and I'd ride my bike there. And that was, by the time I got to the gym, I was like, I'm done.
you like beat.
Yeah.
I trained a lot of comics there. I trained Emma there. I trained Mark Norman there. Damian Lemon.
Yeah.
It's funny. One time, Mark Norman came in and he saw Damien, and then he's like, "What's he doing? He's just laying down on his side. Come on, get off, fatty." It was so funny. And Damien Lemon was like this, just laying on his side. And I was like, "Why your energy is so low?" He was like, "Yeah, my breakfast had me fucked up." I was like, "What you eat for breakfast?" He was like, "I might have fucked around with little Debbie."
Oh my God.
I was like, a chocolate like hostess. He's like, "No, I wasn't a hostess. It was the little Debbie."
Oh God, dude, I had McDonald's for the first time the other night in forever, and I was in a hotel in Baltimore, McDonald's.
How are you? So you had some shows out in Baltimore.
Yeah,
So you're getting out. You're getting back out doing stand up. How does it feel?
It's weird.
People are super grateful, right?
People are super grateful, but it's like weird. I'm like, you know, I was so used to doing it so much every night, and then I got used
Shit's
to
like starting all over.
not doing it and having this new like different schedule, and then now I'm going out at night and I'm like, what is going on?
It's a little weird. You get
Yeah.
tired quick.
Yeah, Yeah, I get gassed, and then I'm starting to get more and more work, which is great, but it's just very strange that it's all coming back around the same time.
You feel like
that
you're
it went
performing
away.
upside down.
Yeah, or like underwater.
Were you headlining or were you doing a shorter set?
I was opening for a tell, and
That's a nice way to ease into it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, how does Dave feel? How does the tell feel?
I mean, he feels good. It's weird for him because he was like 35 years of being on the road and every night, and then just
did he say the same thing?
Yeah, totally. And I'm getting like headlining gigs, which is great, but it's weird. In a way, it's good because it's not at full capacity, so the expectations are lowered,
Right?
And it's like getting back into it. So I feel like it's optimal situation, which I need to tell myself of.
Right.
It's not full capacity. You don't have to worry about like. I didn't sell any tickets. It's like people are still scared. People are just excited to be out. Just have fun. Have a good time. You'll be fine. Instead of like, oh my God, it's what if I don't sell out? Then I'm a failure, and then I'm not going to get invited back. So it's almost like a practice round in a way.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we have to hold close to us. That's like, yo, listen, it's a clean state for everybody. People are just starting to come out again too, so they're not coming with like huge expectations. Like, oh yeah, I just saw a show last week that was packed out. Like, it's the same.
Yeah,
feeling for everyone.
It's just very strange. Like, to think about this time last year and where we're at now, and everything that happened in the year, and who thought. I know when this first started, it was like, all right, well, you got to hunker down for 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then it just got worse and worse. And then now it's like, well, if everyone gets a vaccine, we'll be fine. It's like, what the fuck?
Do you trust the vaccine? I feel a little bit. I'm indifferent. I don't totally trust it. I just think that we know so little about it. I just don't know enough about it. I read an article that someone sent me, and there was a case. And listen, I don't know if this is true. I may sound like a complete idiot, but someone took the vaccine, and they were positive, negative. They came out positive, negative, or for HIV.
Okay, one person, one out of millions that are.
I believe there was a few cases.
A few out of.
Let me read it. Keep on talking. I got the article.
Look at this. No producer, so you just.
No. That's what I said. I might sound like what I'm saying is, we know very little about it. What are the side effects? I just don't know.
Long-term side effects, yeah. But at the same time, you look at
Australia scraps COVID-19 vaccine that produced HIV false positives. That's from the New York.
Okay,
New
so
York Times.
false positives mean that it's not.
It's not. Yeah, but it just shows that you have HIV, but you don't really have it. That's fucking weird.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's startling.
That's startling, right? I mean, my whole perspective on life could change if I'm walking around with AIDS.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone should live their life like they have AIDS, so that you can live life to the fullest because you don't know when you're going to go. You know? That's my new motto.
The thing is, you could be fine with AIDS. You can move around. I think people are more
HIV undetectable, which means you have HIV, but it's undetectable. You have a zero viral load, and you cannot transmit it, but you do have it. Just like being an alcoholic, we have alcoholism, we have addiction, but we're not actively engaging in it, but it'll always be with us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So you can live with HIV. You can have. That's why in the gay community, so many other STDs have been through the roof because you're on medication and you can no longer transmit HIV, which is great. But at the same time, you're transmitting other diseases.
Right.
But we've basically made it so that we can live a happy, healthy, and wonderful life with HIV. But there's still a massive stigma.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's rightfully so, but it is. I think it's because a lot of people don't have the knowledge and information on it. But it is scary if someone's like, "Look, I have HIV. It's undetectable," and it's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to fuck around with that.
Yeah,
you know. Which it's like
people look at you like this.
Yeah, it's like, does that make me a bigot because I'm like judging you or scared to be around you? You know, or am I just my preference is to not be with people with HIV. You know, it's just very strange.
Yeah, but I don't. What? Yeah, HIV. That's kind of out of style. You don't really. I don't really come across. I spoke about it on the podcast. My father died of AIDS, so I feel like that age group was hardcore. I guess in the gay community is much more abundant.
Right. Well, I mean, now it's not because of, prep and, medicine that you can take. But I mean, I'm old school. I'm vintage. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to make AIDS cool.
But also, like, I'm not scared of that shit. Like, if you have AIDS, I'll take a sip of your coffee. Because I know I can't get it that way.
Right. So but
I'll still be worried about your COVID. I'm like, chill.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird place we're in because the only reason we had this vaccine is because of Trump. Because he did Operation Warp Speed and pushed this to the front, you know what I mean? And so you got to kind of give him a little bit of credit, because it blows my mind that we're at the point of vaccine within around the year.
That's what
it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I just find it. How did it come up so quickly, and how was it? I guess it's not foolproof. That's the chance.
I think because the majority of vaccines and trials take money investment, and it takes a long time to raise money and to put money into these trials and into testing things. But because this was such an emergency, they didn't do phases. They just dumped every resource possible and made it happen, which kind of shows us that we can really do all of
so
this.
they always want the flu to, how different strains of flu start to surface. We haven't conquered the flu. Every year is a different vaccine, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Is that what we're dealing with now with COVID?
I don't know if I'm the top tiered resource to discuss this, because you and I were just talking about how sometimes cum doesn't come out of your pee hole and it looks like a gerbil's mouth sipping water. So I don't know if we're the most
that's a hamster
forefront experts.
Well, those are
topic.
just my concerns, and like I said, I'm an idiot when it comes to this. But those are like, I'm also not. I'm not anti. Absolutely not.
I'm gonna get it from my mom.
Yeah,
my mom got it. I'm gonna get it.
My mother got it too.
See her, because we haven't hugged. I mean, we've seen each other, but we keep our distance. Yeah. And it's very worrisome.
So let's go today. Let's hold hands to the Javits Center and go.
Let's go hold hands and get an AIDS test. Have you scheduled your vaccine?
No.
I went on the site. I scheduled for March 15th and then got to the last page and it was like, error. I tried to do it again April 20th. Error. Did it again April 10th. So I'm scheduled April 10th, but I'm going to see if I can get an earlier appointment, because when you don't go to an appointment, they flag it and then put it out on certain websites that you can go and pick up this leftover vaccine, because they have to throw them out at the end of the day.
Right.
So it's almost like you're helping in a way by.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're helping, but you're not hurting.
Right.
You're not going.
Right. Right. Yeah. I hope I don't get guilted into getting it sooner than I feel comfortable. Because I just don't know.
When will you feel comfortable? After more people get it and there's longer
I think
periods
so.
of time?
It's not that I feel uncomfortable. I just.
Well,
I think the more social pressure I get about, hey, it's the right thing to do, the more I want to do it. But I also feel like I'm kind of fine because I feel young and healthy, and
yeah.
But it's a little dirtbaggy.
Well, I mean,
because I should probably do more research.
So many people I know are getting it that if there are negative effects, I might as well jump in with them, because it's like, what's life worth living without
you guys? If you go before me,
yes, yeah, or if so. But I mean, it is a weird thing where you say the word societal pressure, and it's that thing of like, if you do think for yourself and go, no, this is something I don't want. This is, then you feel this pressure as if you're a bad person.
Right.
But which I think is your choice, but if you then try to convince other people to not get it, then I think that's DBS.
Isn't it weird when people say, oh, I'm not getting it, it's a microchip? Or people say that. Like, there's people out there who think their life is that interesting. They think people want to follow them around and know where they're at any given moment.
Well, then get rid of your phone, asshole. Are you kidding me?
There's people who legitimately believe that.
What do you think
it's
you
a
sign up
microchip.
for when you post a fucking story on Instagram and then you give the location? You're already chipped. It's in your pocket and you pay for it every month.
Dirtbag.
Well, when I used to be a construction worker years ago, I had a guy who we would read the Bible, get high, and he'd tell me the book of Revelation was coming true and the V chip and the mark of the beast and all this stuff. And I couldn't talk to him when this stuff hit because I was like, oh my God, what if he was serious? What if he was a prophet? Right. I just talked to him a couple weeks ago. He's like, oh, okay, I'm going to get the vaccine, whatever. And he like gave up on all that proselytizing about all this stuff. And
that's what I'm finding. These days, people are flip-flopping with their convictions because we just don't know. Every 6 hours, we're receiving different news, and I think we're
just like when this started, they were like, "Don't wear a mask; it's not helpful." And then they're like, "Actually, you should wear a mask." And initially, I was like, "Why wouldn't you wear a mask? Masks would help." But I'm like, "Oh, well, they said that I shouldn't wear a mask, so it makes sense to wear." It's like using a GPS. If I know for a fact I'm supposed to go down the West Side Highway and turn on a certain street. If my GPS was like, make a left on 23rd, and it showed it going into the water, I'd be like, well, the computer says, and I just drive into the water. You know? Like, it's like...
Why do I put you in the water with a snorkeling kit? Like,
but the snorkeling kit's just so I could smoke cigarettes.
Right. The
cigarettes sticking down from the top. And then Sergio, the Puerto Rican dolphin, comes up. He's like, ew, ew, ew. Ew! Ew!
Fuck. Have you seen my dolphin tattoo?
Shut up.
Yeah, I got it right on my lower back.
Nuh-uh.
It's in the shape of an S.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
Show it right now. Show it right now.
Do you have any...
I'll keep talking. That's the theme of the episode. Keep talking. I got to look something up. Now let me look up the lower back. I'll keep talking.
I would show, but it's hiding in the hole.
Now you're lying. Don't lie to me.
I don't have it.
Do you not have it? Oh,
no,
come on.
You're upset.
I just got this Reaper. You like that?
Yeah, it's very Brooklyn $15 coffee shop cashier like. Which, by the way,
My leg looks good, right?
You're white, man. Which, by the way, I want to support small businesses, but why is it that the dirtbag coffee shops are the only ones surviving that sell coffee for $20 a cup? I can't do it. These coffee, what do you call them? Batistas? Baristas? That's my Dominican homeboy. It's from Uptown who I used to buy cocoa off of. My bad, Batista. I didn't mean to blow up your spot. So the baristas...
That's why they're staying in business. They're a front for Coke dealers.
Yo, dogs. It's like, come on, $6 for a cup of coffee.
Dude,
they don't give you eye contact, and then they expect a tip, and they barely put sugar in it. It's like, come on.
Dude, the spot I have on my block, there were 3 different coffee shops on one block. It's too many. There's on the way to the L train, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coffee shops. Insane. But the one that's the most expensive is this Japanese select, like pour over, takes 20 minutes for a cup of coffee because it's our shop.
Oh yeah, it's fucking.
And
man.
it's a place of convenience for me. I go quick, bop. But I have waited there so long, and it's expensive, and I don't know how they stay in business. It's because all these drones just go there and like, it's expensive, must be good.
Yeah, it's a problem.
But I will tell you, I love my neighborhood because I made friends with all the little shopkeepers and bop.
You're a friendly guy.
And so thank you. And so I get like a free cup of coffee at one spot, or like a little free donut, or like discount here or there. And then I bring them like candies on Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. But this is the one place I don't do it. This is the one place that I angrily throw my money on there and like, you're lucky I'm giving it to you today.
Right.
Because it's just such a
racket.
It's a racket, man. Dude, there's a top hat store on Bedford Avenue that survived the fucking quarantine pandemic. Yet the poor creek in the cave got shut down.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. I bought a coffee today.
I bought a top hat.
You would look good with a top hat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I fucks with you in a top hat. Let's see it.
I like it.
I want to see you moving around.
Good day,
on Bedford Avenue with a top hat.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Moving around with a top hat.
Moving around with a top hat. I need a cup of coffee. I'm fucking dragging, man. I am. Actually, this has been fun. Keeping up, having a good time with you. But when I came in here, I was like, ugh.
Where you been? You've been riding around all day. Today is the first, spring day we've had. And it smells like spring. It smells like violence. You know when you get that first
violence?
Yeah, you know when you get that first
because the city's going under.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ. Do you like this? Is it as scary now as it was growing up?
No.
No?
No. I'll tell you why.
That's so crazy because everyone is freaking out about the violence and the murder and the random hacks. And yet it's like leagues beyond what it was. And it's almost unimaginable how bad things could have been.
It was scary for me growing up in New York City because I was a young kid who was still trying to blend in with kids to battle bullies and gangs. So I was always, it was a constant.
Wait, I don't understand. Can you say it again, but without having a stroke?
Yeah. I had a cough again.
It was
when I
battles bullies as kid. So you're saying that it was tougher because you were trying
I was a young kid trying to fit in. There was cliques of bad kids,
which I think is happening now.
Yeah, but I'm a grown man now. I'm confident the way I move around. I know I got a certain energy. I don't really have people mess with me, and I got street smarts. I'm also, not
right. But
involved.
You got to think there's tons of people in the city that have moved here that have never had to worry about crime. Have never.
Well, you know what? I had to worry about it as a kid. It's time for them to grow the fuck up.
There's that attitude. There it is.
No. I also feel. Let's say Midtown. Midtown Manhattan, for example. There was a time when there was hustlers, pimps, and drug organizations that thrived. It was really part of the city. Now you don't really have that. That criminal activity is not a way of thriving in the city. What I see is, a lot of mental health cases and stuff, and it's sporadic, and people are a little desperate. It's just a little different, but it's still intertwined with a lot of normal everyday people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's not riddled. I don't see that. I think the news is showing that, and I see a little bit of it, but it doesn't feel like the old New York.
Statistically, everything is skyrocketed through the roof with gun violence, deaths, murders, attacks, robberies or whatever. And I don't know. I've been here since 2003, and the city was fine, and I was very sheltered in the city. I never lived in but I've been in my spot since 2007, and it's always been a very family area. But this is also, I live a couple blocks from the projects, but this is the only time I've ever felt at night a eerie feeling.
So
but
have you had
I've also been jumped before.
While you were in New York?
No, in Philly.
Okay.
And so I have always been smart enough to walk around and look over my shoulder every, block or whatever.
Yeah, you're not walking down the street la, 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 la.
Right, but there have been so many random pushings of people on the subway and everything that now I need to be really, because I've gotten kind of flagrant on the train, just always looking at my phone.
Yeah, you got to be on point.
Attention.
I'm on point.
So I need to be more spatially aware at night and during the day, even, of staying in the middle of the platform, not being on my phone, maybe not having my music up as loud.
Right.
When I hear shouting, instead of going, it'll go away, just kind of leaving the situation.
A lot of times I'll see some dirtbag shit taking place, and I avoid it. I see someone acting crazy with one shoe on, with fecal matter in the left hand.
As someone who can handle themselves and be a protector and a diffuser, do you ever feel that you are needed in a situation to make sure things don't get out of hand?
Fortunately, I haven't had a situation like that, but I see something and I avoid it. I have no problem going to another car. I smell it, I see it, I'm moving out. I just avoid it. I have no problem, and that's how I. Same thing when I used to go out to bars and stuff. I saw some rowdy guys. I went to the other side. Before it even happens, I kind of you follow your intuition and just
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen anything too dirtbaggy. Although I'm doing a lot of my training outside in a public space, right? So I'm in parks, and every now and then, most of my clients are young, pretty girls.
Are any of them taking classes because they're scared?
No, they just take class for fitness. Right. But every now and then, some dude will ride up on a city bike, and I know full well that he doesn't have an active bank account. And somehow he got a city bike. And he's circling around us.
Oh my God!
Yo, y'all look good. Y'all look good.
Oh boy!
And you know what I do when I'm faced?
What do you do?
I acknowledge them immediately. I don't ignore it. That's the worst thing you could do is like, oh, that's not happening.
Right.
So I said, what's going on? Good morning, man. And then, let him know that this is somewhat important.
Right.
And, it's a public space. So I can't tell him to get the fuck out of here. But I acknowledge him, give him eye contact, and let him know that, this is my space or whatever. And I'm very clear. They start asking questions. I'm just working right now, Pa. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Just tell her not to over pivot on that back foot. I used to box. I was a Golden Glove champion. So they're always Golden Glove champions. They're always shadow boxing. You see them like. Right. So that was a case that I was dealing with the other day.
Wow.
So he leaves after hanging out, circling around us for like 35 minutes. And then after, he's like, yo, I could have been a world champion, but my buddy got killed. And I saw the guy who killed him, so I murdered him.
No.
And, so it's 35 years in the Bing. And now, the Bing, for my audience members who are not familiar with that jargon, is prison. So he did 35 years in prison. And
I think white people are smart enough to use context clues.
Bing! Gates shutting.
Bing, which is also a search engine, much like Ask Jeeves.
So, acknowledging, just being aware, music low.
That's one thing I love about riding my bike is because bicycle riders, first of all, I hate delivery drivers. Those guys that go around the scooters in the bike lane, it's incredibly dangerous. They go down the wrong way in a one-way street. They're flagrant with it. It's very rude behavior. I don't like it. It's dangerous. But I think it's on bicycle riders to understand we are hated. We are not liked. People think we're rude. People think we're aggressive. So I really try when I'm riding my bike. Like, dude, today, so many people in the bike lane. And instead of being like, get the fuck out of the way, bike lane, I slow down enough to go, oh, Jesus.
We're falling apart here.
Oh, my God. I slow down enough to go, hey, bike lane guys, have a good day. Excuse me, you're in the bike lane, have a good day. And some guy was like, hey, man, you're right, thank you. And then I heard him go, it's a bike lane, watch out. And I was like, wow,
right,
that's awesome.
So exercising that kindness, you could just clamp it right on the base right there. Exercising that kindness and not becoming a product of what we're constantly hearing, whether it's on the news or what our primitive mind is telling us to do. Like thinking about what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think it's also, too, believing in humanity enough to know that there's good people out there.
Most of people are good, but we can easily become fearful. So whatever we do, whatever our discipline is, exercising that time and time again, because then that's applied with everyday interactions with strange people. I'm a firm believer in that. So if I feel uncomfortable with my workouts or I'm doing things I don't want to do, dealing with that prepares me for dealing with strangers. It prepares me for dealing with work I don't want to do, but we all got to do it, right? We're not in a bubble here, as much as some of us may want to be. So I think that gets me by confidently to deal with a lot of the hardships and weird stuff we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in closing, what's...
In closing, I fucking broke your little mic thing.
So I want to hear real quick about, because we got a few minutes left. I want to hear about the new playlist creatives you got going on. Is that a podcast on Sirius?
Yeah. Hold on, your fucking thing is broken. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just hold the mic by. We'll figure it out.
Oh boy. Sorry. You can Frank Leo, get him on the job. Oh, is this Marble? No, Ian's living in playlist.
You know, I have a speech impediment, and I don't appreciate you making fun of me time and time again.
Is it speech impediment?
Well, yeah, because this is how it happened. I used to suck my thumb as a kid because my mother would be out working all night long, so that was my security blanket, per se.
Oh, is that where your teeth go out?
Yeah, exactly. That's why they protrude out my skull. And
I thought it takes the words to get out. It takes a while because your face is so long. It takes the words so long to travel.
Well, this is Waterhead because my father was... He at the DBS podcast. We have a good time. I wish we could talk about Ian and his outlandish behavior after he drank, but we're gonna have to save that for another episode, people.
That's right.
So tell me about the new playlist you got going on.
It's Ian's Imminent Playlist on Sirius XM Radio every Friday, channel 99, 1 p.m. and it plays throughout the weekend on demand on the app. And
you allow hip hop?
No, you got to come on and do hip hop. Adrienne Appalucci came on and did hip hop. She did Wu-Tang Clan.
Fuck, how she do Wu-Tang Clan before me?
Wu-Tang Clan, Notorious B.I.G., and Billy Joel.
Ooh.
So I have guests come on and they give me 3 bands or 3 artists that they love. We talk about them, then I pick a song I think they would like based off of them and their picks, and I see if they like it or not, and it's a really good time. You got to do it.
So they submit the bands, and by the way, rap groups do not have bands unless you're the Roots. So I hate when people say, "Oh my God, I love that rap band." I'm like, no, it's a rap group. None of these motherfuckers are playing instruments.
Artists, rap artists.
Right.
Yeah.
None of these motherfuckers are playing instruments except if you're the Roots. Philly in the house.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Questlove, Afro, Silhouette, Big, Culminate, Majestic Fro.
Majestic. Oh, I thought Culminate was the name of a member of the Roots.
No, it's Questlove, Black Thought,
Black Thought. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we got the, we're going to close this out. Anything else you want to share, Papa?
Just follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. IAnimal69, IANIMAL69. I Twitch all the time. It's really good.
You're one of my absolute favorites. I absolutely love you. Real talk. One of my favorite human beings. This is the one dude who I could talk to if I'm struggling, with how I feel about drinking or some of the darker days. You know who I reach out to? My doggy dog right here. It's good to have a person like that. And we forget that we have people like that. I forget. Sometimes I'm like, why do I? And I'll just shoot a text to you and you're like, dude, it's okay. And I picture you smoking, laying on your belly with a cat on your back, massaging you.
You don't know how many calls I get in the middle of the night. People are like, you're the only person I knew would be awake. I'm like,
so I appreciate you always being there for me. I haven't shot you a call because my life is great.
Yeah.
But,
no, I love it. I love you too, man. I have so many good memories with you. You've been there for me. And really, going to Palmyra and getting a steak with you is just what I needed.
A steak or a snake?
Both.
Are you having a stroke? Get this guy some coffee.
No, I love you, man. You saying that really made my day. Thank you, Sergio.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. You can Venmo me later.
Okay.
At Sergio-Chicone. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We're at the B. Frank Network, Sound Lounge Studio. Peasky Whiskey. We out of here. DBS Podcast for life.
The DBS Podcast.